What's burning? What's burning? What's burning with KB?
It's time for What's Burnin' with Kevin KB Burns, presented by Bill Lacasse and SRG Financial Advisors. But first, please join us as we honor our great nation with the playing of our national anthem. And now your host, Kevin KB Burns.
Hey, welcome into What's Burning right here on Lake TV. KB, I am your host for this hour-long extravaganza. We are going to touch on so many different things, on so many different levels, that I hope you stick around to check out what is going on in the area. This beautiful community, this beautiful home I call Lake of the Ozarks. I want to thank our great sponsors, of course, our title sponsor, everyone at SRG Financial Advisors, the good folks at Ozark Barge and Dock, Budget Blinds, our veterinary at the lake, and yes, the official bottled water of What's Burning, none other than Culligan Lake of the Ozarks. Check them out at 573-346-5221. Good folks to know for that high-quality H2O. We're going to take a trip out to Eldon and talk to the folks with Our Father's Table. They are looking at providing a place for people to come and at least get one meal a day. If people are struggling, we know how important it is to be able to feed yourselves, feed your families, and these folks are going to try to kick off this venture, get it off the ground, and run with it, and we wish them the best. Certainly we do. Also, a trip out to Twisted Tony's. We're going to hang out with the folks there and make that oh-so-delicious Cubano sandwich. The Cubano is something that features jalapeno bacon jam, and we're going to make that right in front of your very eyes along with that great sandwich. We'll also take some time to reflect on progress at the lake. How do you feel about it? And if that's not enough, how about our furry friends over there at Ozarks Cat and Canine, presented by our veterinary at the lake? We've got a little kitty who needs a good home and has been through quite a bit, so make sure you stick around for all of it. And we'll do that right after we take care of some business. What's Burning right here on Lake TV. Thanks for watching.
While the financial services industry for years has focused on products, pricing, and performance, or things we refer to at SRG as the how, our focus for our clients has always been around their why. And without fail, over all these years, those whys have centered around family, occupation, and recreation. Think legacy issues, retirement, or achieving a work-optional lifestyle, and checking off those important things on that recreational bucket list. Our foundational approach remains a focus on the things that matter most to our clients and the things that together we can control. And where those two things overlap, that's where we live and work every day. That's SRG Financial and the Mile Marker Formula.
There's a new radio station at the lake, a radio station that's geared towards the community, a radio station where you can have a hand in what we do. Welcome to Key Radio, a community-based radio station that invites you to be a part of the solution. We encourage you to become a content creator. That's right, you provide the content. Listen in at 89.3 or online at keyradio.live. To find out more about becoming a content creator, call 573-280-0532.
Want a dock that will withstand the wake from a million boats? Want a dock that's different from the usual dock? Then you want Ozark Barge and Dock in Gravois Mills. Ozark Barge and Dock now celebrating 35 years of building the best dock on Lake of the Ozarks. And we guarantee every dock we build. So when it comes time to build your custom dock, trust the best and go with Ozark Barge and Dock, building the best dock at the lake for the last 35 years.
Looking for blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, or bedroom makeovers? On a budget? You need Budget Blinds in Laurie. Bring your ideas to us, or let our design consultants help you create the perfect look for your home. Because Budget Blinds is nationwide, our collective buying power enables us to search many major brands to bring you the blinds, shades, shutters, and drapes you want for less. Budget Blinds. Call us for a free consultation. Budget Blinds, the best in custom blinds and window coverings.
It was a Saturday. Chris was a good dad. His water practices, not so much. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Culligan. Got a water pitcher for the fam. Pretty safe, huh?
Well, basic water pitchers are passable, whereas a Culligan reverse osmosis system can reduce lead, arsenic, pesticide runoff.
You realize these have filters?
Chris, pour it out.
It's not going fast enough. Just done with that.
When your water's right, so is your world. I wrote that!
Hey, it's KB here with What's Burnin' on another beautiful fall evening in Eldon, Missouri, and we're hanging out with Cale Kane and Monica Taylor, and they are with Our Father's Table, which is going to be a brand new soup kitchen opening up here in the city of Eldon very, very soon. Thanks so much for having us out here this evening. Let's talk about your vision, your dream, and opening up this facility behind us. We're located, by the way, at 214 South Mill Street in Eldon, just down from Gerb's and the ice cream factory and Hardee's, and so you got some landmarks to work off of if you're coming into town. So you folks have been working on this for how long?
About 4 months.
4 months?
How long we've been, going at it so far.
And did you feel there was a need in the community, Monica, to put something like this together? What was kind of the motivation behind it?
Absolutely. We're kind of saddened that the community doesn't already have one of these available. The latest stats we have from Miller County say that just over 14% of the children in our county are actually food insecure.
Right.
And 14% doesn't sound like a lot, but for us, that's too much. Anything over 0 is too much.
Sure,
So
sure, absolutely.
we saw a need, and we want to get in there and fill that need.
Right. So essentially, what do you plan on doing with this facility once you get the doors open?
We plan on serving a meal Monday through Friday, 5:30 to 7. We just come in and sit down. We'll bring you a plate of food. You can eat, and then
just a good opportunity for people who are hungry to come in and enjoy a nice meal.
Yep.
And obviously, we're in the month of October. October just started, and you folks are looking at opening the doors when?
We are shooting for the first of the year. Like I said, it just all depends on funds coming in. We've got a ways to go, and so we got to be able to purchase the building and then do a little renovation and get it going.
Monica, what do you think something like this overall is going to cost to get the doors open? What are you talking about? So we can maybe give folks an idea if there's people out there that would like to help with your mission.
Sure, yeah. So a rough estimate to purchase the building and do all of the retrofitting for the kitchen, bring it up to code. We're estimating about $220,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work.
Yep.
Now, do you get grants? Are you having fundraisers? What are some of the things you're looking at to raise that money?
So fundraisers have been a big thing so far. We are still in the stages of some paperwork we need to be able to do grants. Once that all gets through, then we'll be looking at grants also. So far we've had one fundraiser, had about 2 or 3 by now with raffle tickets and whatnot going on. And we're just always looking for the next one to do.
Sure. So Monica, what kind of help are you looking for from the community? You talked about maybe getting some additional things in to prepare meals and things along those lines. Maybe if there was somebody out there that had some kitchen equipment that might be beneficial.
Absolutely.
Something you might be able to use. Is there anything you're looking for in particular?
Well, definitely anything that's kitchen. Food grade, stainless steel, tables, food prep equipment, refrigerators, walk-in freezers, things like that.
Right.
Big ticket items.
What about staff? Are you looking for folks to help you out, volunteers? What do you need?
We're definitely looking for volunteers. We already have a database going of people who have reached out and said, that they'd like to help in the future with either volunteer opportunities for putting together fundraisers, cooking for meals once we get open, helping with the renovations once we get the building, things like that. So anybody who's interested in it, just drop us a note through our Facebook Messenger or call us and let us know, and we'll get your information taken down and reach out when we have a need.
So you both maybe come from homes where maybe giving back to the community is something that you have both been involved in. Cale, tell us a little bit about your upbringing and how you got involved in this.
So how I got involved with soup kitchens was when we lived in Iowa. Church we were going to there asked for volunteers to go work at a local soup kitchen. I volunteered for that and enjoyed it. And coming down here, I wanted to do the same thing. And then when I heard the need that we have, just really, thought we just needed to get this going as soon as possible.
Right.
So.
How about you, Monica?
Kind of along the same lines. Growing up at the church that I attended, we did a monthly soup kitchen lunch for a place called Let's Help in Topeka. And then my parents are the type of people that they've never met a stranger, so we always had extra people who didn't have any place to go for like Thanksgiving or Christmas or anything like that. They would just, come on in, we'll feed you.
Well, that's a very nice upbringing, and of course, it teaches you how to give back to those people in need. And Monica, you mentioned some of the figures, some of the statistics that you looked at. This is obviously a huge problem. Is this something you would like to see grow into possibly more facilities when you get the doors open? How do you want to handle all this?
I mean, absolutely. If we would love to, in the future, have things like nutrition classes or cooking classes, or be able to expand, instead of just 1 meal a day, 2 to 3 meals a day, have stuff over the weekends, or like boxes of food that people can take home for the weekends. The more that we can get in there and really help people in need, the better.
Food, fellowship, any other plans that you have for the facility, Cale?
Not as of now, just like she said, we have plans for classes later on once we get going. But nothing besides that.
Obviously, again, the big endeavor with all of this is to get the community rallied around you folks and help you out monetarily. You mentioned fundraisers, you mentioned grants, you mentioned possibly donations of any kitchen equipment, tables, chairs, anything else out there that you're looking for? Food.
Right now, food. Food will be a thing,
Right.
Yes. Yep.
Do you have an avenue to pursue in order to obtain the food for the meals?
Yes, food banks. There's one avenue.
Right.
We actually have had one local butcher shop that's willing to donate some meat every once in a while. It's just going to be a matter of restaurants. We know if there's any restaurants that have leftover food that can give, that would be great too.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
So did you realize, Monica, when you decided to undertake this endeavor, that it was going to be so, I guess it's a pretty big task at hand here. You talked about the fact that you're looking at, over $200,000 to open the doors, get everything up to code. I don't know.
It's really daunting. Yes, I knew when Cale's wife Ramona mentioned to me that they were thinking about opening it. I had been thinking about recently about how sad it was that we didn't have anything. So when she said that they were looking to open one, I knew that this was something I wanted to be a part of. And I knew that it was going to be a lot of work, and I knew that it was going to be, a long road.
Sure.
But I also knew that it's something that needs to happen for our community, and that I truly believe and already the community has welcomed us and really backed us.
Right.
So it's a lot of work, but it's going to be worth it.
It certainly will be nice to see people being able to come in. If you can open your doors after the first of the year, obviously that's a pretty cold time of year, so it'd be nice to have some place to come in and eat, and obviously to warm up, and then maybe even find out about certain situations with some of clientele that you'll have and see if maybe you can help them out even more down the road. So we wish you both the best of luck, and thank you for taking some time with us. But first and foremost, any contact information we can put out there to our viewers tonight to let them know a little bit more about what you're doing and if they'd like to help out.
Sure. I mean, you can always follow us on Facebook at Our Father's Table. You can email us info.ourfatherstable@gmail.com, or message us through Facebook.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know if either one of you want to give out like home phone numbers or anything like that. If that's something you want to do, I understand. If not, sometimes that gets a little crazy, but you're more than welcome to do that since we've got you here.
Yeah, I don't mind putting mine out. It's 620-757-0683.
Right. We'll put all that information up along the bottom of the screen so you can help these wonderful folks out. Cale Kane and Monica Taylor with Our Father's Table. They hope to open their doors in January of 2023, and they've got a big mountain to climb. But certainly with the help of the community and the good Lord looking down on everyone here, this is something we'll be able to talk about. We'd love to be able to come back after you open the doors and see how things are going. Best of luck to both of you and everyone involved, and thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Folks, stick around. We've got more great stuff coming up. And, if there's groups or organizations out there, we really want to put out the word to help these folks to do what they want to do, and that's just feed people who are going without. And certainly we mentioned kids, adults, anyone and everyone. We'd like to be able to provide at least one meal and go from there with Our Father's Table here at 214 South Mill Street in Eldon, Missouri. And hey, you're watching What's Burning, so stick around. We've got more coming up.
Enjoying What's Burning with KB right here on Lake TV? Have questions, comments, or suggestions? Have an interesting story for KB to tell? Or maybe you want to be interviewed by KB on the show or are interested in sponsoring? All you have to do is reach out to KB at kb@mylaketv.com.
While the financial services industry for years has focused on products, pricing, and performance, or things we refer to at SRG as the how, our focus for our clients has always been around their why. And without fail, over all these years, those whys have centered around family, occupation, and recreation. Think legacy issues, retirement, or achieving a work-optional lifestyle, and checking off those important things on that recreational bucket list. Our foundational approach remains a focus on the things that matter most to our clients and the things that together we can control. And where those two things overlap, that's where we live and work every day. That's SRG Financial and the Mile Marker Formula.
Want to get to know local leaders better? Join Lake TV for the COMC Community Spotlight Show weekdays at 9:02 a.m., 3:02 and 7:02 p.m. Chris Schneider talks with local leaders to find out more about them and their organizations. It's the COMC Community Spotlight Show on Lake TV.
Looking for blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, or bedroom makeovers? On a budget? You need Budget Blinds in Laurie. Bring your ideas to us, or let our design consultants help you create the perfect look for your home. Because Budget Blinds is nationwide, our collective buying power enables us to search many major brands to bring you the blinds, shades, shutters, and drapes you want for less. Budget Blinds. Call us for a free consultation. Budget Blinds, the best in custom blinds and window coverings.
There's a new radio station at the lake, a radio station that's geared towards the community, a radio station where you can have a hand in what we do. Welcome to Key Radio, a community-based radio station that invites you to be a part of the solution. We encourage you to become a content creator. That's right, you provide the content. Listen in at 89.3 or online at keyradio.live. To find out more about becoming a content creator, call 573-280-0532.
Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family, and at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offer routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. Our veterinary, with 6 convenient locations, the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it.
Want a dock that will withstand the wake from a million boats? Want a dock that's different from the usual dock? Then you want Ozark Barge and Dock in Gravois Mills. Ozark Barge and Dock now celebrating 35 years of building the best dock on Lake of the Ozarks. And we guarantee every dock we build. So when it comes time to build your custom dock, trust the best and go with Ozark Barge and Dock, building the best dock at the lake for the last 35 years.
Hey, it's KB here doing one of my favorite all-time features, and that is KB in the Kitchen, hanging out at Twisted Tony's in Osage Beach, Missouri, where you can get great sandwiches. You can see the board behind me here. One of the sandwiches we are going to focus on today, and that's this one right here, the Cubano. And look where I go here with this jalapeno bacon jam, the crown jewel of this particular sandwich. We're going to work with Twisted Tony himself, make some jalapeno bacon jam. We're going to make the sandwich, and then we're going to have some fun getting to dig in and enjoy it. So come with me, won't you? I'm so glad to be back in the kitchen. This is Anthony Greenplate, aka Twisted Tony, and Tony and Megan Pineda. They have been so gracious as to allow us in here today to make one of the sandwiches that will blow your mind. Trust me, I've had it. It's the Cubano. It's kind of like your signature sandwich, would you say?
It is one of our signature sandwiches.
Right.
It's definitely one of our top sellers.
And I can see why, because it's got all kinds of good stuff on it, including jalapeno bacon jam. Jalapeno bacon jam, they don't buy it. They make it fresh like they do most of the stuff here at Twisted Tony's.
Absolutely.
Now you have 2 locations, correct?
We do. We just opened up another location over on the Bagnell Dam Strip
Right.
inside of Marty Bird's. We share the building with them. We lease the kitchen out, and we're damn near Twisted Tony's over there.
Say that again?
Damn near Twisted Tony's.
Oh, okay.
And we just opened up over there July 1st. So we've...
Just making sure I didn't hear you wrong. We can get in trouble for saying certain things.
Oh, we better watch it then, huh?
No, we're
Chase,
fine.
where was you at on that? You're supposed to keep me in line.
Anything that goes wrong, this is Chase. This is the guy you want to come see and talk to about things that don't happen right. So what we wanted to do is make the sandwich, obviously, but we're not going to make the sandwich until we make one of the key ingredients, and that is the jalapeno bacon jam. So you have so eloquently put it all together.
I do.
All the things we need here.
I've
if you
got
want to run
several
through it.
ingredients here. We've got bacon, obviously key ingredient. We've got jalapenos, onions, and fresh garlic here, already all chopped up and ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a Worcestershire vinegar mix.
Awesome.
We've got a brown sugar, white sugar mix.
Right.
We've also got some coffee that'll go in there.
Coffee.
We've got a jalapeno jam, jelly that'll go in there. It's
Sure.
kind of a thickening
Yes,
agent.
sir.
We've also got some black pepper that'll go in there.
Yep.
And some stone ground mustard that'll go in there.
Outstanding.
And what we'll do, we'll start off with taking a little bit of oil here and we'll put it in our pot.
Let's walk down here.
I've already got that going pretty hot, maybe a little too hot.
That is the sound of deliciousness. That is the sound of onions, jalapenos, and garlic. And we render that down.
Had to get off camera there for a second.
Quite all right.
But yes, sir, we'll cook this down. If you're not too careful,
Not
it'll
too
make it a
close.
little hard to breathe sometimes. Those jalapenos will get you.
Okay, so most of you saw what was going on with me. What you didn't see, what was going on behind the camera, is Ricky and Megan both got a whiff of the jalapenos, the onions, and the garlic. And so you said you normally make this early in the morning or late at night.
Yeah.
And with good reason.
Yeah, we try to because it does make it a little tough in here. The jalapenos, fresh jalapenos will really get you. I mean, no matter what kind of.
So we've got the door open and the fan going, so we should be good for the rest of the shoot. Let's continue on with
Yeah,
what
absolutely.
you need to do there.
We got our vegetables over there that are simmering down. We'll go ahead and start adding our coffee.
Very nice.
We'll go ahead and add, we got our Worcestershire vinegar mix here. We'll go ahead and add that in.
What kind of coffee do you use? Just straight up coffee?
I use a Colombian mild roast.
Okay. And so then you've got your brown sugar and sugar mix.
Yep.
So we were talking and you just decided at some point you were done working for other people, wanted to start in your own place. So you opened up a sandwich shop and you got a lot of great sandwiches. We'll kind of take a look at the board and let you know everything that they've got. They smoke their own meats. While we were here preparing, Tony pulled some of that Italian beef out of the oven, and that's looking good, smelling great. So they use the au jus. They use a lot of their own recipes and things like that. Now,
absolutely.
As far as the recipe for the jalapeno bacon jam, is that something you concocted? Where'd you get that from?
So I've actually made a bacon jam. There's another place that I worked before. It was kind of similar to this, but obviously I wanted to make my own twist on it. We're Twisted Tony, so
absolutely.
We wanted to put our own twist on it, and we've changed a few things in it and added a couple things, taken a couple things away.
Right.
So I've taken different ideas. I've seen other things, on everywhere. I mean, there's so many different cooking shows and things you see on TV, and
the customers are obviously digging it. They like it.
I
They
have people
enjoy
that come in, they want to buy it by the 12-ounce containers at a time. They want to take it home. It's great. It's good on pork chops. You can do a thick cut pork chop, seared, top it with a little bacon jam on it.
I'm digging that. You sell it by the jar?
Yeah, occasionally we'll sell it by the 12-ounce containers.
Yeah.
One of these days, you never know, and we might look into jarring it up or something like that and trying to get it on the shelves around here.
Just for safety's sake, we'll have to take some with us.
Absolutely.
To find and maybe I don't know what we'll put it on. We'll put it on.
You can put it on anything.
Let's talk a little bit about the makeup of the sandwich itself, as far as the Cubano goes.
So we use our par-baked bread that we get here. We order from our purveyor, and it comes in par-baked. We finish it off. We bake it fresh every morning. We butter it, season it, toss it in the oven, do our thing with it.
Okay.
And then it'll obviously get the bacon jalapeno jam.
Right.
It'll get mustard, provolone cheese. It'll get a cherry wood smoked ham.
Talking my language.
A couple ounces of cherry wood smoked ham, about 4 ounces of pulled pork on it that we smoke here in house. Pulled pork, portion it out, and gets pickles, dill pickles on it, and then it'll go into the panini press.
And not just like your little old stinking little tiny dill pickle. It's like a slice. It's a sliced dill pickle, which takes up the whole sandwich. It's not like you got to search around. Where the heck's the dill pickle?
No. We try to make sure there's a bite on it. In every bite, you can get a little bit of everything.
And how many sandwiches would you guess that you have and various items on your
I want to
menu?
say I think we have about 16 sandwiches.
Outstanding.
And we have a few salad options and a couple soup options. And then obviously we do throw in some specials here and there. Obviously in the off season now that we're going to be looking to, keep our locals coming in.
Right on.
Keep everybody happy. We're going to throw some specials out there, change things up a little bit. But
Got to take care of the locals.
But we'll keep everything that everybody's used to because
What we do is then we take it out of the panini press / sandwich maker onto the nice rack and into this little oven here, which is going to finish it off. Make sure that cheese is all nice and melted. So we've got a great sandwich with homemade jalapeno bacon jam and all the good stuff that they do here at Twisted Tony's, right here in Osage Beach and down on the Bagnell Dam Strip. Again, where's that on the strip?
It's inside Marty Bird's. We're located inside Marty Bird's, featuring damn near Twisted Tony's.
Damn near Twisted Tony's. Great sandwiches. Okay, some salad options. We'll deal with that later. But if you're going to come into a place like this, you want a decent sandwich. Are you guys online?
Yes, we are. We also run with DoorDash.
DoorDash. And I understand you've got a rewards program?
Yes, we do have a rewards program. You can enter your phone number or your email address. It'll keep track of your sandwiches, how many you've purchased.
Right.
After your 9th one, your 10th one's free.
Outstanding. And what are your hours here?
We're open 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. and we're open Tuesday through Sunday as of right now.
It's Twisted Tony's. It's deliciously different. And it's KB in the Kitchen right here on Lake TV, and more coming up on What's Burnin'.
While the financial services industry for years has focused on products, pricing, and performance, or things we refer to at SRG as the how, our focus for our clients has always been around their why. And without fail, over all these years, those whys have centered around family, occupation, and recreation. Think legacy issues, retirement, or achieving a work optional lifestyle, and checking off those important things on that recreational bucket list. Our foundational approach remains a focus on the things that matter most to our clients and the things that together we can control. And where those two things overlap, that's where we live and work every day. That's SRG Financial and the Mile Marker Formula.
Want a dock that will withstand the wake from a million boats? Want a dock that's different from the usual dock? Then you want Ozark Barge and Dock in Gravois Mills. Ozark Barge and Dock now celebrating 35 years of building the best dock on Lake of the Ozarks. And we guarantee every dock we build. So when it comes time to build your custom dock, trust the best and go with Ozark Barge and Dock, building the best dock at the lake for the last 35 years.
Looking for blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, or bedroom makeovers? On a budget? You need Budget Blinds in Laurie. Bring your ideas to us, or let our design consultants help you create the perfect look for your home. Because Budget Blinds is nationwide, our collective buying power enables us to search many major brands to bring you the blinds, shades, shutters, and drapes you want for less. Budget Blinds. Call us for a free consultation. Budget Blinds, the best in custom blinds and window coverings.
There's a new radio station at the lake, a radio station that's geared towards the community, a radio station where you can have a hand in what we do. Welcome to Key Radio, a community-based radio station that invites you to be a part of the solution. We encourage you to become a content creator. That's right, you provide the content. Listen in at 89.3 or online at keyradio.live. To find out more about becoming a content creator, call 573-280-0532.
Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family. And at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offer routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. Our veterinary, with 6 convenient locations, the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it.
Hey, KB here, welcoming you back to What's Burnin' on Lake TV. I want to send a shout out to the official bottled water of What's Burnin'. That's none other than the good folks with Culligan Lake of the Ozarks, providing these refreshing bottles, or get yourself a water cooler and a nice big jug. They can do whatever you like, however you'd like to do it, in your home, in your office, and that goes double for the water that exists in your home or your office, wherever it is. They can come in, test the water for you, tell you what it is they can do to improve that water supply and to give you that high quality H2O they are known for at Culligan Lake of the Ozarks at 573-346-5221. So a couple of things have come to mind that made me think about a question that always kind of rolls around here at the Lake of the Ozarks. And what about progress at the lake? Well, when I talk about progress, there's a couple of things certainly that have brought that to the forefront, maybe several things. We've talked about the apartment complex in Osage Beach that has some folks a little concerned. Also, a proposed apartment complex in Camdenton. You talk about the acreage behind Walmart in Camdenton that they're looking to develop. So what is it about progress at the Lake of the Ozarks, and how do people feel about progress here in this area? A lot of people say, you know what, we've had enough. We kind of just need to stay where we are. Other people, well, they would say we'd love to have some of those conveniences, restaurants, stores, things that we have back in our big city, if it's St. Louis, if it's Kansas City, if it's Columbia, wherever that may be, as a lot of folks are retiring to the beautiful Lake of the Ozarks. They want to have maybe a particular restaurant or a place to go eat that they're used to eating at wherever they're from, or a particular store they would normally shop at for one reason or another. And of course, we know all about the big COVID rush and how folks flock to the Lake of the Ozarks to get away from some of these big cities and the restrictions that they had in those cities. And again, As I said, we talk about some of these proposed apartment complexes, and that kind of brings us back around to affordable housing at the lake. And that's kind of a loosely defined term because a lot of people have their own thought process when it comes to affordable housing. We are trying to provide housing for folks here at the Lake of the Ozarks, people, especially in the retail industry. We don't want them to have to travel a long way with gas prices, inflation, and the economy. But then it lends itself to that question yet again, what about progress at the Lake of the Ozarks? We talk about some of these, as we call them, maybe modern conveniences, things you'd like to see here if you're not originally from the area. But are we turning this area possibly into a concrete jungle? Some folks are perfectly fine with mom and pop businesses. The businesses that, we've kind of seen as the ones who have been the firm foundation, the blood, the sweat, and tears that a lot of these mom and pop businesses have put forth over the years to develop the quality of business to where they are as of right now. Then, of course, you get into that whole TIF discussion. A lot of developers want to come down here, put in some of these big box stores, some things that you see in the big cities, but they're asking some of these cities and counties for TIFs. And we know the argument that that creates. Certainly some folks think that TIFs are a good thing because it brings business into the area, potentially jobs, but we are having quite a time filling some of those vacancies as far as jobs in the area. And then there are those people who really don't care for TIFs because they feel as though it's like picking winners and losers. So you've got a lot of differing opinions on what progress means to the Lake of the Ozarks. Certainly, as I mentioned, there is that concrete jungle kind of a mindset where we see a lot of businesses popping up and a lot of things going on. I mean, there is progress definitely going on around the lake, don't get me wrong, but to what degree? Do we want to see a lot more? Do we want to see maybe a little less? Do we feel as though things are pretty copacetic as to where they are right now? You look at some of the things that may have to be considered as we grow here at the Lake of the Ozarks. More homes being built, more condos being built for visitors who would like to retire here. Again, we talk about affordable housing, but do we really understand the big picture in terms of growth at the lake and progress at the lake? Certainly, you have to consider things like, do we have enough law enforcement? Do we have enough fire and rescue? And what about other services? And how do local governments adjust to the growing lake area? Are they able to take on some of this growth? Certainly, there are a lot of folks that see the potential here. We talk about areas like the land behind Walmart in Camdenton. How about the area over on 242 that we would like to see grow? And that was kind of the idea behind developing that stretch of roadway. Also, that stretch of Highway 5 that runs out of Camdenton south to Lebanon and even a little bit to the north. What do we see as progress at the lake? I guess I'm somewhere in the middle when we talk about something like this. I certainly enjoy some of the stores and shops that I've seen pop up. Certainly the TIFs are an issue, but again, we have a lot of mom and pop businesses here at the Lake of the Ozarks, businesses that essentially have been put together by friends, neighbors, family members. They hire a lot of local folks, and I think that's one of the things that we need to consider certainly when we talk about progress at the lake. Keeping the dollars that are made by employees that work at these mom and pop businesses, keep them going back into what we have going on here at the Lake of the Ozarks, as opposed to maybe some of the franchise businesses or big box stores that send their money back to corporate wherever corporate may be located. So a lot of different things to consider and a lot of different opinions, but I'm interested in your opinion. How do you feel progress should progress at the Lake of the Ozarks? Would you like to see more? Would you like to see less? Do you enjoy the beauty? Well, I know a lot of people do. And again, going back to COVID was really a defining moment for the Lake of the Ozarks, because as we watched the rest of the country close down for one reason or another, a lot of mask mandates, a lot of businesses that were forced to close temporarily, and some certainly that closed permanently. The Lake of the Ozarks was kind of like a safe haven. It was a place for people to come and enjoy life. And so we had a lot of people converging on the Lake of the Ozarks, buying up homes and certainly adding to the population here. But that goes back to the whole theme of how do we handle progress at the lake? Are we ready for more growth? Do we appreciate what we have, or are we looking for maybe a little bit more to get more people down here? Certainly the benefits, one of the big ones anyway, is the sales tax numbers that a lot of folks look at each and every year as to how we've done. Are we still seeing those numbers? Will we continue to see them? With growth, will that mean more? Certainly you can talk to mayors and people on the board of aldermen in various cities and city administrators who are in constant contact with companies who are interested in coming to the Lake of the Ozarks. But again, do we have enough people here to fill those vacancies? Certainly a lot of the businesses that already exist do have issues with, just filling the spots that they have, to the degree that some businesses have kind of had to back off in the sense that they don't have that 7-day-a-week approach that they once had. Maybe they're only open 6 days, maybe 5 days. And again, the threat of closing their doors permanently is something that a lot of business owners are dealing with here at the Lake of the Ozarks. We certainly promote our businesses prior to the holiday season. We have things like Small Business Saturday, which allows small businesses to shine for a particular day, and they invite in local folks and even folks visiting to check out their wares and to see what is available on the small business side of things. Do we want more small businesses? Do we want big business? Are we looking at more industrial? Maybe is that the direction where we should be headed in inviting these types of companies that can hire hundreds of people, much like the hospital. And there's another interesting point. Our hospital here at the Lake of the Ozarks has done everything that they can possibly do to offer more and more services to keep people from traveling outside the area, going to Kansas City, going to St. Louis and other places, even out of state, to seek medical care. So I think a lot of folks can understand and feel the dilemma and deal with this particular issue on, again, a variety of different levels, but it's something I'd like to explore with you and something that we will discuss next week. I don't necessarily know if it's a poll question per se, but how about progress at the Lake of the Ozarks? And how do you feel about progress at the Lake of the Ozarks? If you have a thought, if you have an idea or a suggestion, if you like it, if you don't, simply go to kb@mylaketv.com and let me hear from you. kb@mylaketv.com. Certainly a lot of good opportunities for folks to express their opinions. If you've been a resident for a long time, if you're a transplant, much like myself, whatever the case, we'd love to hear from you. So make sure you chime in. Again, kb@mylaketv. Let's talk progress at the lake. Stick around. We've got more coming up right here on What's Burnin' on Lake TV.
Enjoying What's Burning with KB right here on Lake TV? Have questions, comments, or suggestions? Have an interesting story for KB to tell? Or maybe you want to be interviewed by KB on the show or are interested in sponsoring? All you have to do is reach out to KB at kb@mylaketv.com.
While the financial services industry for years has focused on products, pricing, and performance, or things we refer to at SRG as the how, our focus for our clients has always been around their why. And without fail, over all these years, those whys have centered around family, occupation, and recreation. Think legacy issues, retirement, or achieving a work-optional lifestyle, and checking off those important things on that recreational bucket list. Our foundational approach remains a focus on the things that matter most to our clients and the things that together we can control. And where those two things overlap, that's where we live and work every day. That's SRG Financial and the Mile Marker Formula.
Want a dock that will withstand the wake from a million boats? Want a dock that's different from the usual dock? Then you want Ozark Barge and Dock in Gravois Mills. Ozark Barge and Dock now celebrating 35 years of building the best dock on Lake of the Ozarks. And we guarantee every dock we build. So when it comes time to build your custom dock, trust the best and go with Ozark Barge and Dock, building the best dock at the lake for the last 35 years.
Winter, spring, summer, or fall, Lake TV's got it all. We think it's hot stuff when things cool down. We spring into action when things start warming up. Of course, summer is one big, huge shootout on Lake TV. And we fall in love all over again when autumn rolls around. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, Lake TV's got it all.
Looking for blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, or bedroom makeovers? On a budget? You need Budget Blinds in Laurie. Bring your ideas to us, or let our design consultants help you create the perfect look for your home. Because Budget Blinds is nationwide, our collective buying power enables us to search many major brands to bring you the blinds, shades, shutters, and drapes you want for less. Budget Blinds. Call us for a free consultation. Budget Blinds, the best in custom blinds and window coverings.
Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family, and at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offer routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. Our veterinary, with 6 convenient locations, the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it.
Hey, we're back here at Ozarks Cat and K9 for another edition of KB's Furry Friends, presented by our veterinary at the lake. And along with us is Mary, Meow Me, Tilly, and the wild one, Acadia. What do you think of this cat here, Mary? I think,
she is feisty.
Yeah.
Little baby doll.
She sure is.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, we've got all kinds of kitties in this room, but this one could certainly use a home, but she's kind of been off to a bit of a rough start.
Yep. She came in with some major injuries, and we actually talked about her a couple episodes back when we were talking about surgeries and Patsy. This is the kitty that had to have the mouth surgery done.
Mercy.
So she was found in a car engine, but they hadn't driven the car for several days. We don't think it was actually an engine-related injury.
Right.
What I suspect probably happened is I think maybe she was being chased by a larger animal who got a hold of her, and she crawled up in the engine to in a tight spot where the bigger animal couldn't get to her.
Right.
But when she came in, she had some major trauma to her mouth. Her jaw on one side was broken. The bone in her chin is split in two. And they kind of had to be a little experimental on the surgery when they did it, because they couldn't wire her jaw shut like they might have with an older cat, because the bones were too pliable. So they had to stitch her lips to her gum on the inside, and then they kind of pulled up the corners of the mouth and stitched those in. And fortunately, everything has held up good. She's healed up well. But we don't know what's going to happen in the future when her adult teeth come in.
So there are maybe some things that you need to know about the potential parent, I guess that's a good way to put that, as far as maybe some things that are going to happen down the road.
Yeah. So we will be, like we do with some of our other medical cases, we will be looking for an adopter who has a proven track record with a vet, that we know, will go above and beyond for their animals, and someone who, hate to try to rule people out just because of financials, but this is a kitty who potentially could have some major vet bills in the future.
Yeah.
So we're going to need to make sure that her adopter is going to be someone who can handle that kind of a situation and get all that done if she has problems in the future with her teeth.
Right. Well, it looks like she's got a lot of energy, and certainly Grumpy over here has been watching her. They are making eye contact. We're trying to keep the two of them separated. I think we'll do a good job of that. But again, folks, if you'd like to come by and talk to the folks, and I think that might essentially be a good idea before you start to maybe even try to consider adopting Acadia, is sitting down with Mary or someone here at the shelter and really understanding what this poor cat's gone through. I'll tell you what, for a cat that's been torn up the way this little cat has, it's really interesting to see how she's bounced back and how she's just so full of life.
When she first came in and she went straight to the vet and she had that surgery in the first couple of days, And for the first couple of weeks after that, she was in my office so that we could keep an eye on her a lot closer than having her in the quarantine building.
Right.
And in the beginning, those first couple of weeks, she was very calm. She was always very observant, like she would watch everything that was going on around her.
I can see that.
But it was very obvious when she started feeling better and the pain started going away because she got hyper. And she would get in her litter box, and I'd come in the morning, and my entire office floor would be covered in litter where she kicked it all out. And so we decided once we had a kennel open in the kitten room, we moved her in here so she could have a bigger box. And she doesn't do that anymore. No,
well, she's
you're a
kind of
good
like a
girl.
baby just a little bit, and sometimes little babies get rambunctious. They certainly do. But if you'd like to come by and talk to Mary, as I said, or one of the other folks here about adopting Acadia, that's probably a good idea. And certainly to understand just how much you may be investing in this particular kitten in the future. I didn't even ask how old she is.
She's 14 weeks now.
14 weeks.
9 weeks old when she had her surgery.
Wow. And that's a pretty amazing recovery. And as you can see, she's really not having a whole lot of trouble with opening the mouth and things like that. But it's the future that you folks are concerned about.
Right, yeah. And she can eat kibble. She prefers the wet food.
Sure,
most of them do, but she can physically get it down, but if we give her just the dry food, she doesn't eat nearly as much as what we think she should. So.
Well, again, having a little interaction with some of the other cats that we have here in the this kitten room. But come on by and take a look at her and possibly some of the other cats. And that's something we wanted to mention to folks. Sometimes we feature animals, whether it's a cat, whether it's a dog, and they get adopted before you can call and talk to them here at Ozarks Cat and Canine about the particular animal you saw on What's Burnin'. But take some time, folks, and look around. They've got plenty of other cats, plenty of other dogs, and they all need good homes. So we wish you the best, Acadia, because I know you're going to find a home. Somebody who can take care of you and address your issues as you get a little bit older. Somebody who's obviously quick, because so is Acadia. So come by and see Acadia at Ozarks Cat and Canine. And we thank you for joining us for another edition of KB's Furry Friends, my little furry friend, on What's Burnin' here on Lake TV.
Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family. And at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offer routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. Our veterinary, with 6 convenient locations, the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it.
Guess who's back? It's Wild Will. How was your trip, man?
It was awesome, and I'm ready for a great cup of coffee. We got Annie Falstich to tell us a little about American Dream TV.
Yeah, and there's that new development in Osage Beach. That stuff's getting heated over there.
Not just that, but 34 years in prison. Man charges he attempts to murder his ex-wife at a funeral home.
And a great hometown hero this week.
That and more on this week's Cup of Coffee.
There's a new radio station at the lake, a radio station that's geared towards the community, a radio station where you can have a hand in what we do. Welcome to Key Radio, a community-based radio station that invites you to be a part of the solution. We encourage you to become a content creator. That's right, you provide the content. Listen in at 89.3 or online at keyradio.live. To find out more about becoming a content creator, call 573-280-0532.
More great COMC High School football coming your way in October on Lake TV. On the 7th, it's Versailles home to California. The 14th, Camdenton and Lebanon. And the last week of the regular season, it'll be Osage home to Versailles. Then come the playoffs. The COMC High School football game of the week starts with the COMC pregame show at 6:30, kickoff at 7. Each game will have an encore showing the following Tuesday at 7:30. It's the 10th season of high school football on Lake TV.
Hey, what a great program as always. Want to thank all of our great guests and certainly our sponsors, the good folks at SRG Financial Advisors, our title sponsor here on What's Burnin', as well as the cool folks at Ozark Barge and Dock. Budget Blinds are veterinary at the lake, and yes, the official bottled water of What's Burnin', none other than Culligan, Lake of the Ozarks. Good folks to know for a variety of reasons. They'll keep you refreshed, and they'll work on that high-quality H2O to get you that high-quality H2O in your home and your business, whatever you need. Want to send a shout out to some of the other folks that have programs here that you need to check out, including our Game of the Week. This one has set the table for a lot of different reasons. The Camdenton-Lebanon football game that will take place, of course, this Friday night, October the 14th, and it will be rebroadcast on Tuesday, October the 18th at 7:30. This one has plenty of playoff implications and could very well set the table for either team as to who gets to stay at home for a good portion of the playoffs. You'll definitely want to check this one out. Two undefeated teams, Camdenton and Lebanon. It's going to be huge. Plus, we want to remind you about a cup of coffee with William Holtz and Chris Schneider. You can see that particular broadcast at 8:02 a.m., 1:02 p.m., and 8:02 p.m., taking care of business around the Lake of the Ozarks, talking local issues as well as talking to local people. Don't forget the Community Spotlight with Chris Schneider. Chris Galloway, Papo, from Papo's and Mamacitas will be on. He is quite the knowledgeable man and a musician as well. And also Tim Day coming up, pastor of the Camdenton Bible Church. He'll be talking about Thanksgiving. Catch the Community Spotlight at 9:02 a.m., 3:02 p.m., and 7:02 p.m. And don't forget about this program. If you have thoughts, if you have ideas, if you have suggestions, it's easy to reach out to us here at KB at My Lake TV. And of course, What's Burnin', you can catch that with a new show every Thursday, and we do it for you 7 days a week. How about 7:02 a.m., 5:02 p.m., and 11:02 p.m.? It's a great show. We've had a lot of fun, and we hope you'll join us again for the new show next Thursday, and tune in all week right here to Lake TV.